jovial or upbeat. Today is a little bit of a different show because today we're going to talk to Hannah Hahn, who is a part of Art 120, a local artist as well, and is going through the aftermath of the terrible Thanksgiving Day fire that destroyed this historic building downtown, and the contents and heartbeat and soul of many, many artists. And if there's tears today. This is to support these people of Chattanooga and to share their plight, their need, and just be here with them. I'm an artist too, and Hannah and I were just talking, and I've been on Facebook about my situation where my apartment's condemned, but the first thing that left that place was my artwork. And I wouldn't trade. Life is rough, but I wouldn't trade, and my heart goes out to each of you. Sometimes we say prayers or we send energy, and it may feel at times like, well, that's nice, but what can you do? Well, we're going to talk about what we can do today to help these people. And so this is Hannah Hahn. This is I'm Jill Collins, your host, local artist, and this is the Art Beat of Chattanooga, NoogaRadio, 1240 AM and 101.1 FM. We are broadcasting YouTube. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, so join in. We also welcome phone calls. If you're a part of this or you want to support these people, 423-800-8949, 423-800-8949, and you can call right in live on the show. So Hannah, I need you to introduce yourself and just let us know a little bit about you and share what's kind of on your heart at the moment, and we'll just go from there.
Okay, well, thank you for having us on, of course. I'm the education coordinator with Art 120. I just came on recently at the end of August as an AmeriCorps Vista, actually. So I'm still kind of brand new in that job, and this has been, kind of a whirlwind. But, staying positive is the most important thing, and that's kind of what all of us artists keep telling each other, just stay positive, stay positive. And of course, help is always needed, whether that comes in forms of smiles or hugs. If it's other kind of resources that you're thinking about, that's definitely something that you can do. There is a GoFundMe page called Makers Off Main Merchants. And that's kind of a collective of all the business owners and artists that were in the building besides Art 120. Art 120 is a 501c3 nonprofit. You can go to our website at art120.org/donate. We're doing a lot of work with the Howard School students right now down in Southside. So the majority of our programming is going to be focused on that. We're probably going to be moving into the Howard School at some point if that works out, especially with the lack of space now. With our art bikes and everything, we're excited that they've offered that to us, and that's great. And as far as the Makers Off Main goes, there's a Grand Falloon fundraiser happening on Main 1024 from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. And that's going to feature art of the artists that's affected, like myself, Adam Kirby. There's a few other business owners that had shops there and had tools, but weren't necessarily visual artists per se. But we have a tenant called Positivity. Her name is Tiffany, and she makes teas. All of her plants were there, and they were destroyed. Her marketing materials, all that type of stuff is gone. Brian Dyer is a craftsman here in town. He does a lot of work with the Waynorama at the moment, so he lost a lot of his tools, and a few other people that just lost years and years of work. I only lost a few, like a handful of pieces compared to these people. We did lose, of course, some personal items at Art 120, Kate Warren, the executive director, and myself, but for us, it almost, not that we don't need help, we absolutely do. We do. But it's also the artists like Brent Wetson and Adam Kirby and a few others that lost truly everything. They didn't really, have the insurance to be able to cover something like this. That's
yeah, and
you think about
you don't necessarily think about that so much as an artist, and especially in this society, it's difficult to be an artist and survive exclusively off your art. And how do you put a price on art? And I've tried to insure my art, and unless you have records of what you sell it for and actual values over time, you can't even get insurance on your artwork. So this is truly a tragedy, and the fire alone, losing a historical building, it, I believe, called out 19 fire engines from Chattanooga. Almost the entire fire force was called out for this. You know, it's historic, but it's historic in such a sad way. But it's like Hannah said, the thing is, we're all trying to be positive and trying not to succumb to these things that happen in life. And there's always something worse, but your stuff that's happening, it's bad for the person it's happening to. And it's rough. And I can see like the verge of emotion on you, Hannah, that you're so close to just trying to deal with this, but still in shock.
Yeah. Like you said, positivity is the most important thing still. Where Art 120 as an entity is definitely going to be trying to push forward. We do need help financially and with volunteers, teachers, anybody that wants to come in and help out that kind of way. We do art education advocacy. So, you know, if you're ever kind of interested in that, that's a way to go. And then I mentioned the Grand Falloon fundraiser at Main Times 24. That's going to be having artists represented like myself and Adam and Jason Doan. He's going to be having work there. He lost work as well in his studio space. And then there's also wonderful artists like yourselves and like Jill that have offered us support in a million other ways. And that includes donating their own artwork to this auction to go and benefit artists like us, which is amazing, and couldn't be more thankful for that. So if you are interested in doing anything with us, if you're an artist or you just want to help out, you can go to the Makers Off Main Facebook page and message us. Adam Kirby and I are kind of the ones spearheading that movement, if you will. But there's a lot of different artists that are involved. And as far as more fundraisers go, the Barking Legs Theater downtown on Dodds have also been amazing friends to us. They're giving us a fundraiser slot on Sunday afternoon, starting at 4, and it's a really cool kind of performance art deal. It's like an Italian cafe type atmosphere, I guess you want to call it. They're calling it Twilight, and it's a happening. So that starts at 4 on Sunday, December 4th, the day after the Grand Falloon fundraiser on the 2 p.m.
So we are already into December, and you have 2 events coming up. So if you would give me I will reiterate, or have you reiterate. Saturday, is that the auction? When is the auction, the art auction?
Yes, the art auction is Saturday, December 3rd, during Main Times 24 at the Grand Falloon from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that's going to have art from us and then art from other local artists that are amazing and donating their stuff. And then the Barking Legs Theater is on the 4th, the next day on Sunday at 4 p.m. And it's $25 a ticket ahead of time, $30 at the door, and all proceeds go to the artist in Art 120. And it's cool because they're doing performance art, so you're going to be really truly immersed in the art that's happening. And then there's also food and drink pairings catered by the Mean Mug Coffee House. So if you're a fan of them, that's another little perk. So, and then there's also next week on the 10th, a Day of the Legs, which is also at Barking Legs Theater, and that's going to be, the proceeds are going to be going towards us as well.
That's fantastic. And as I share frequently on the Art Beat of Chattanooga, the spirit of, I have met your group of artists recently, and I'm in a different age group category, and I have been overly and continually impressed with the professionalism, the vision, the effort, and the community connection and involvement this group of young people have. This is a worthy group of people to support. This is a huge loss. This Art 120 was teaching children. I mean, you know, they're on the same avenue as me, as like, what's happening to the art in local schools? How are children going to develop into full human beings without art in their life? It's part of society. It reflects society. So these artists aren't saying we want money because we lost our stuff. They're saying our nonprofit organization is kind of like in shambles, in literally embers and flames and ash. And truly, this community in Chattanooga, I know, comes together and supports these types of things. And that's what we're here about today. We had a call coming in. I missed calls. I'm sorry. Please call back. I was just so interested in speaking with Hannah that I missed the phone calls. So I will grab this. I'm not so good at answering this phone.
I got it.
Thanks, Russell. Russell's awesome.
The phone? No. Oh, red.
Hello, this is Jill at the Art Beat of Chattanooga. Thank you for calling in today.
Hey, Jill, appreciate your being on the show today. Glad to hear you I have a question. I missed part of the interview. What are the main facts about the fire, the Thanksgiving fire at that art place? How many artists are affected, and is there some kind of estimated published value of the loss of artwork and personal effects among those artists? I'll listen on the air. Thanks.
Okay, so there is technically insurance as far as the price goes, and we're actually in development of trying to gather all of that damage right now, but it's kind of hard, one, because we're not supposed to go in the building. So if you're around the building, please don't go in because it's not safe. It's not safe for us. It's barely safe for the firefighters and the people that are trying to do their job over there. So please don't go in. As far as an estimated value go, we do have a GoFundMe page right now for the Makers Off Main merchants. It's set at $50,000. The damages are way more than that.
I was reading it's some more like $350,000 for the structure and $400,000 for the artists and businesses residing in that building.
At least, yeah.
Yeah, and that's just an initial estimate. So good question. Thank you very much. So we're here at NoogaRadio, 1240 AM, 101.1 FM, talking with Hannah Hahn, who is an artist and was employed or is with the nonprofit organization Art 120 that was destroyed in the fire on Thanksgiving Day. And, Chattanooga's seen an awful lot of grief this particular past period of time with the loss of the children with the school bus and then this fire and other things. So let's just all support and love and attend these fundraisers. Can you name again, Hannah, the web information that people can go to these fundraisers? Because, they may not have gotten it the first time. Let's go through that again, just the dates and where they can Google how to support you guys. Okay.
So Makers Off Main is our Facebook page. It has our GoFundMe account on there. That is gofundme.com/makersoffmainmerchants. And that's where you can donate monetarily to all the different business owners. We're just going to be dividing that amount up between everyone. And then the actual auction of the art that's sold by the artists affected from either what we had left that we had stored elsewhere or actually stuff that we've been making this week and next week. So there will be brand new work there that's all about this fire and our feelings about it. And we're not just like myself and Adam Kirby, we're going to be making art that benefits positivity. That's Tiffany Malapenas. And, trying to give back to people that really truly did lose all their stuff. Like I was fortunate enough to have a lot of art saved somewhere else. I did lose some stuff, but it's also mostly for the people that lost close to everything. So the big art auction will be happening at the Grand Falloon on December 3rd, this coming Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. during Main Times 24. And then the next day on the 4th of December from 4 p.m. and I think it's a few hours, it's $25 ahead of time, $30 at the door at the Barking Legs Theater. All proceeds go to us and the artist and Art 120. And then the next day, or the next weekend, on the 10th of December, there's also another fundraiser at the Barking Legs Theater, and it's called Day of the Legs. So
some of these places may be new to some of the listeners, because being in Chattanooga, it took me a while to find some of the scene that goes on in Chattanooga. And the Grand Falloon, the Barking Legs, all of these eclectic, fun places, Cinerama, all these places are very supportive to the local community. And, this 3-alarm fire from Thanksgiving Day at Art 120, and the founder of Art 120 is Catherine Warren. Can't even imagine, how she feels at this point. And, this whole nonprofit supporting children, teaching classes, sharing with the community, this is all important things that we as artists in Chattanooga want to see continue. The more we reach the community, the more we flow our energy into the community through our art, the happier we all are. So this is very important to me. And I do have a question. You may not know the answer, Hannah. Does this also include the visiting artist program? Was that at the same location or is that different?
Are you talking about the ARC residency?
Yes. Is that involved in this?
That would be a question more so for Adam Kirby and Aaron Cowan. They're actually the founders of that. And luckily they were, as from the conversations I've had with Adam, they were actually talking about having Ryder Richards, their first artist in residence, keep his work and work in that studio. But and I guess in a weird turn of events, luckily that didn't end up happening.
Providentially so. That would have been a rather sad start to a really amazing program.
Yes. Like I said, all the support that we've been having is amazing, and we really truly appreciate you guys, both at Art 120 and the artists that were residing there. Yeah, it's just been insane. I mean, we really appreciate. It's sad that this happened, but it's awesome to know that all of you guys are out there, and that our art and Art 120 is truly making an impact and reaching your hearts.
Yeah, and that's what the heartbeat of Chattanooga is, reaching the hearts of people. And here's a couple statements from online. And it took more than half of the city's firefighters to get the blaze under control. Now only a few creations remain among the ashes. And this is a quote, and I believe this is from Catherine Warren. "It's kind of nothing compared to what some of my kids go through every day," said Warren. "Some of them don't even know where they are going to sleep at night." And this is the heart of these people. They're serving children who are maybe not ever going to pick up an art supply or have a creative opportunity like they're providing here. So this is a very important fundraisers coming up at the Barking Legs and the Grand Falloon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm donating art. I can tell you that I have so much artwork. If most of you artists, you probably have a ton of it out there. Let's get it out into the community. Let's put it out into the universe and let that energy heal and rebuild, this movement from Art 120 and help these individual artists to recover from this, event that I think most of them are still in shock and numb.
Yeah. It's very sentimental. Adam Kirby put it that way. And we kind of feel, I've always loved the idea of a phoenix, and we're kind of taking that idea and running with it.
That's beautiful.
Rising from the ashes type of thing. We all lost a lot of stuff that was very sentimental for us, not just artwork, but, tools and personal items as well. But the artwork especially, we've kind of been having, like Jill mentioned, problems kind of realizing that it's true. Kind of, and then reflecting on that as well, and having friends tell us, like, and we're just having that idea, it's just things, and having people tell us, like, no, it's not. I mean, it is, but it's not. Like, it's your artwork. It was feelings. It was a moment in time that's never going to be taken back again.
I have an actual painting called A Moment in Time, and I can agree with you 100%. It's not just things. It is things, but it's art is like music lives on for centuries. Art lives on for centuries. We're creating these things. And even like, I'm so excited to hear you say, we're creating this week to help ourselves, to rebuild our hearts and our spirits. And from this tragedy, we know good things will come, but that doesn't remove the difficulty and the pain. And to hear the phoenix rising from the ashes, to hear energy going forward in the face of really great, huge loss and difficulty, it's inspiring, Hannah, to just hear it. And Adam Kirby's been on this show at least 3 times with his amazing pottery and the way he shoots clay and then fires it and uses construction materials to express, his youth and his understanding of art. And it's a great loss. My heart goes out to you, Adam, and all of you. I don't know each of you personally. I hope to. And each, NoogaRadio here and Chattanooga, we're behind you, Hannah, and to support you guys. And if I can, I'll come out Saturday. My apartment's been condemned. I have to actually move Saturday, but I can definitely get artwork there. But I'm going to try and make time to get there. You got 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, to come and support Art 120 and the artists there. And really, it's worth it. You're going to for sure be entertained and see some great places and meet some people that are amazing here in Chattanooga, doing things not to be high profile,
no,
but to share their love of creativity and their love of Chattanooga and people. So that's what's so great about these folks. Well, Hannah, we just have about a minute left. Is there something else you'd like to share? I really appreciate you coming today.
I just want to say to keep the creativity going. There's a quote by Matisse that talks about creativity takes courage, and that's kind of the message that we want to keep pumping out there from the artists ourselves, as in we're not going to give up. We're all going to try to keep creating and do what we do and reach the community that way. And then, of course, with Art 120, awareness, reaching, and teaching is part of our mission. And, of course, that spells out art. And and creativity really does take courage, especially for the kids and even adults that don't have it on a regular basis. It's hard to start that creative process. It's hard to believe in yourself and believe that you're going to make something beautiful. But you just gotta dive in. So.
Yeah, and in the face of great loss, I just respect and encourage all of you through Art 120, Catherine, Adam, yourself, and Dan. We're here. We'll share your events, your fundraisers. We'll help with that. So we'll be back in a little bit. Thanks for joining today on the Art Beat in Chattanooga, NoogaRadio, 1240 AM, 101.1 FM, and see you in a few.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
News Talk 1240.
Downtown Chattanooga's home for news, talk, and sports. NoogaRadio, 101.1 FM.
There's a reason why Alliance Physical Therapy is a choice of professionals and those who care about first-class, top-notch service and treatment. Because at Alliance Physical Therapy of Chattanooga, we don't just treat the symptoms in your body. Whether you're suffering from stiffness, muscle spasms, back pain, chronic headaches every day, stress of life demanding more and more of you, Alliance Physical Therapy takes a holistic approach to healing, mind, body, and soul. Alliance Physical Therapy with a location near you and 9 others in the Chattanooga area. If you don't have a doctor or if your physician's plan for chronic pain is not working, Alliance Physical Therapy will help. Visit Alliance Physical Therapy on the web at nopainpt.com. That's nopainpt.com. Alliance Physical Therapy.
Hey, you've told the boss you're taking the week off for Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, I've got to rush to finish the project early, and then I'm taking the week off plus Monday.
Well, what are you going to do with Baxter?
Oh, no worries. I'm going to take him to the inn at Wolftever.
Oh, sounds like that'll work well for you and Baxter.
Absolutely. I like that Baxter will be able to play cage-free, and I could check in on him with my smartphone. You know, like looking into his little Wolftever apartment. I can see if he's eating dinner, or if he's sleeping, or even if he's watching TV.
Well, if you're going on vacation, I guess Baxter should get one too.
Yeah, I want high quality for him. You know, I like Wolftever's pool. I really like their indoor play yards. I really want him to have a good time playing with the other dogs. The inn at Wolftever.
Our house in the middle of our street.
Hi, I'm Sabrina with Sabrina Realty Associates. Now is a great time to sell your home. In our area, inventory is at an all-time low, which translates into higher sales prices. Call us today at 423-499-7780 to set up a free consultation and discuss our unique and aggressive marketing programs. We will provide you with a free market analysis to determine the right value of your home. Call us today at 423-499-7780 or visit our website at SabrinaRealty.com.
Our house in the middle of our street. Our house.
Cash, 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 and more cash. Hey, where do you think Santa shops? Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds. He made a special stop to tell Rick, slash those prices 50 to 70%. Oh, ho, ho. That's right. Get 50 to 70% off right now for Christmas at Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds. Even Rick's not going to say no to Santa. No, no, no. Don't wait till after Christmas. It'll be way too late. Get your cash right now for your gold, your silver, your diamonds, and jewelry. And save 50 to 70% off. On a $100 item, it's only $30. On a $1,000 item, $300. Has Rick gone mad?
Well, maybe a little.
No, we think he's just Christmassy. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds. 50% off right now. Rick Davis Gold and Diamonds, Brainerd Road, Chattanooga. You know where it is. Hey, is that Santa? Cash, 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 and more cash.
Is your career taking you where you want to go? If not, talk to Covenant Group Insurance, especially if you like helping people. Call and learn how you can work for yourself, but not by yourself. Intense but free training, plus a fantastic lead program, plus office support equals your success, your prosperity. Gross at least $75,000 your first year selling insurance. Call Steve or Jada for a confidential interview. That's 855-8484. Maybe the most important call you'll make all year.
Wars come and go,
but my soldiers stay eternal.
Now you can listen to Hot News Talk Radio anywhere, streaming live at NoogaRadio.com. That's NoogaRadio.com.
Hot News Talk 1240.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Downtown Chattanooga's home for news, talk, and sports. Nooga Radio 101.1 FM.
101.1 FM Nooga Radio News, Russell Stroud reporting. Wednesday evening, gunshots rang out near the mall, and police gave chase to a vehicle carrying 3 people, which got onto I-75 northbound, then turned around, got on 75 south, and the tire burst. 3 people arrested, 2 of them validated gang members. As deadly storms have swept through the Tennessee Valley, the death toll has now reached 7. A couple was killed in Polk County as a tornado tore through their house. 2 brothers in Meigs County were killed when lightning struck their home and caught it ablaze. They perished inside. Polk County High School has been closed to the end of the week to act as a shelter for those displaced. Erlanger reportedly treating 13 patients, 2 of them children. 3 adults are in critical condition and 8 adults in fair. And the fund to benefit the victims of the Woodmore school bus crash has reached $200,000, thanks to the kindness of the community. More than 1,500 individuals have donated so far. If it's going on in the Tennessee Valley, it's going on 101.1 FM Nooga Radio, AM 1240. Like us on Facebook and get us on the TuneIn Radio app on your smartphone.
Expect lots of sunshine out there through your afternoon. A little breeze out of the northwest will keep things a little cooler. Highs near 55 tonight. Clear, chilly and frosty by morning. Lows into the lower 30s. For Friday, more sunshine back into the upper 50s. Increasing clouds Saturday with some rain returning Sunday. Did you know that you could purchase a home now with little or nothing down? Find your dream home with McBriar Realty. Call McBriar Realty at 706-657-2353 or McBriarRealty.com. And I'm Sworn Gene 12 Chief Meteorologist Patrick Report.
On AM 1240, Hot News Talk Radio.
You give us 12 minutes and 40 seconds, we'll give you Chattanooga and the world.
Hot News Talk 1240.
Downtown Chattanooga's home for news, talk, and sports. Nooga Radio 101.1 FM.
Hello and welcome back to the Heartbeat of Chattanooga. Glad you're joining us for the second half of the show. We're still here with Anna because I asked her to stay, but we're going to talk about a couple other things too because we all have our issues and our life issues, and I've been sharing mine live on Facebook, so it doesn't compare, I'll tell you that. And I told Hannah I wouldn't trade having a condemned apartment that I got my art out of, my artwork. I wouldn't trade for anything. However, I'm also not enjoying having a condemned apartment following a wall socket fire after reporting electrical issues and that I had no heat to my landlords. And they pretty much said, well, it's the weekend, so we really can't help you out. Can't you do without that stuff for now? And I pretty much said no. But that following Monday, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning to noxious plastic fumes and smoke in my bedroom, and very disoriented, looked through my apartment thinking what's going on here because the electrical issues had been in the kitchen. Came back into my room and realized my outlet was on fire. Black streaks coming up the wall, smoke everywhere. My lungs hurt from the plastic, and I called the fire department, and they came and took care of things and made sure the wall wasn't continuing to burn. And since then, the fireman told me that he didn't feel it was safe for me to resume living there without having the city inspector come out. So I did. And sure enough, they condemned the place, which I wasn't expecting. I thought maybe they'd make them fix some things. But there's big, huge, condemned, unfit for human habitation signs on my door and on the front of the building where I was living. And as far as I know, as of today, the landlords are changing the locks and basically trying to think of what you call it. They're taking my things. They're going to lock me away from my things. I'll think of the name of it in a minute because I get upset when I talk about this. So this is the Heartbeat of Chattanooga, and I'm an artist, so I'm going to talk about my thing too. And Anna Hahn, and we were talking in the first segment about the Thanksgiving Day fire that is now a very historic event in Chattanooga in a sad way, but in a way that, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, these artists and this organization that helps children and people in Chattanooga is going to rise. They are rising. They're having fundraisers coming up at the Grand Falloon Saturday, Barking Legs Sunday, and they're already creating artwork themselves to help promote their own causes, to rebuild their careers and their studio tools. You know, Hannah said that somebody said, well, it's just things. Yeah, well, I can tell you I've had my art tools since college, and that was a couple years ago now. So they are extremely valuable, not just financially, but you know what you reach for that tool, which one you want. And it's like a friend. I mean, I photograph my tools like, oh, here, don't they look pretty? Post them on Facebook because I love my tools because they help me create. So we can share about that too, because, you know, these are two things we can support one another. And Hannah and Adam and Catherine and Dan are all going through this really major event. And yeah, I can tell there's compassion for my situation as well. And there's no reason we can't all understand and, you know, that life is difficult in many ways. So, you know, right now I'm working full time, a new job, trying to learn a lot of things, and also trying to get time to go. You can only enter a condemned building as a tenant at all, and then only during daylight hours legally, or you can get 6 months in jail or a $500 fine. So I'm confined to when I can go pack my things. And the next time I go over there, I've received an email that the locks are being changed today. So then it's like, okay, now what do I do? Is my stuff going to be on the street? I don't know. I don't have time to pack. They gave me 7 days.
That's insane.
An email that told me on the day before Thanksgiving that I had broken the lease by calling the inspector. So the lease was no longer valid, and that they were going to be nice and give me till December 1st. And of course, you can't get any legal help or anyone to respond over Thanksgiving at all. So if you know anything about the law or how to get help, if you're not living, I haven't lived there since November 5th because of the no heat and things like that. The condemned status has been about 2 weeks since then. But, you know, how do you get help? How do you get legal help? I haven't been able to find anyone, city, county, legal aid, nothing, because I'm just above the poverty level. That no one wants to help me figure out, is this legal? Can they just lock up my stuff? How do I get my stuff? And even finding an attorney has been really difficult. I've gotten finally one to talk with me after making multiple phone calls all over the city. So I'm so happy for Art 120 and you, Hannah, and the others, that I can give you this avenue today. We can, NoogaRadio can say, we care. We're going to promote your needs and the needs of this community, you know, to have Art 120 there, reaching into the children's lives, reaching into people's lives, teaching, giving artists a creating space and businesses a space to, you know, bring their goods and their passions to the community.
Just like you.
Yeah, I like that too. I love to bring mine as well. And I know I've shown in Chattanooga, and many others involved with that studio have and do. So again, I'll let Hannah tell you the days and the times of the fundraisers coming up for the Art 120, not survivors exactly, but the Phoenix people.
The Phoenix people, yeah.
Yes.
So we have Art 120. That's excuse me, and a separate 501c3 nonprofit, and that was downstairs. I work for them. I'm the education coordinator. So we're going to be having fundraisers for Art 120. Probably for quite a while. But if you want to donate monetarily just easily, then you can go to art120.org/donate. And there's also a join page if you want to volunteer for anything. You can register with us. And then for the Makers Off Main, which is what we're calling the collective group for the moment, of the artists and building tenants that weren't necessarily visual artists, but that were craftspeople, or there was a Positivity that was she does tea. She had plants and everything there. So we're doing a fundraiser for them with our artwork that from artists that got stuff destroyed, and then wonderful artist friends like Jill that are donating artwork to go towards us and themselves as well. on the Grand Falloon this coming Saturday on December 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. during Main Times 24. That's when this art auction is going to be happening. And then there's that live performance that I mentioned at Barking Legs on the 4th of December at 4 p.m. It's $25 ahead of time, $30 at the door. And that benefits Art 120 and the artists as well. And it's really cool. It's like an Italian cafe type of atmosphere. You'll have performance artists doing their thing all around you. And then there's also food and drink pairings catered by the Mean Mug at that event as well. So if you're a fan of them, come on by. And then next week on the 10th of December is the Day of the Legs at the Barking Legs Theater. This is a really cool event as well. You can check it out on their Facebook page and website. And that's also going to be benefiting us.
Yeah, and these places are, this fundraiser avenue and benefits are wonderful thing to attend. And I can tell you, once you get into that scene downtown and you experience what these creative people are doing in Chattanooga in some of these eclectic circles, they're, you know, we're not talking hippies here. We're just talking very intelligent, dedicated artists who are their students, their mothers, fathers, everything. And these are just people who are artists. But the main thing I've seen in this group is the dedication, the intelligence, the caring about the community, not just creating artwork, but taking that energy to the community in nonprofit ways, in volunteerism, working with children, needy children, handicapped children, and people like the Heart Gallery, you know, working with blind, deaf, everything, you know, troubled people, veterans, seniors, which I'm not quite there, but, you know, I may need that help coming up. Who knows? So it's a great community and a great thing. And I appreciate everybody who can support this. And feel free to call 423-800-8949 and give your support. Or if you're a part of this and you want to share something, we're here. 423-800-8949, NoogaRadio, 1240 AM, 101.FM. Feel free to join us that way. So again, we're having sort of a different kind of show than usual. I try to stay very upbeat, but kind of a lot of people are going through a lot of things right now. You know, not just this fire. We've got the school bus tragedy. We've got the wildfires. You know, we've got these huge life events going on all around us in the South and here. And some of us are truly just trying to hang on and keep our spirits up, you know. So I'm thankful for people who are helping me with places to stay and things like that. I do have a job, you know, I'm not exactly homeless. I'm just don't have a home, you know. I have friends and places, but because of the condemned status of my building, I lost my living space that I've had for 1 year and 3 months. You know, it was my private little world and my studio as well, where I create my, you know, so many of us has lost so much. We've got a caller. I'm going to grab this call. Hello, thanks for calling today. This is Jill.
Hello.
Hi.
Who is this?
This is Jill, the Art Beat of Chattanooga. I'm here with Hannah.
I think this is Dan, maybe.
Is this Dan?
Can I call? Yes.
Hi, Dan.
You're at the right place, Dan.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in, Dan, and really sorry to hear about your loss through the historic fire there on Thanksgiving Day at the Art 120.
Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. It happens.
Yeah, apparently, right?
Yeah.
Dan's also a Vista at Art 120, but he also has his own entity. It's called Studio Mindstride. So they're partnering with us the next year with the Howard School and the Passageways project that happened over the summer. Dan was integral in that. And yeah, so just giving you a little intro, Dan.
So Dan, what can you share with us about this experience? And, you know, I don't know if you've been able to listen. We've already learned about the Phoenix Rising, and I think that's amazing energy. You're welcome to share whatever's on your heart.
You know, all of that is great. I have to say I'm an old guy, right? This is not my first disaster, so I sort of take it more.
It's not your first rodeo, huh?
You know, but sort of in that vein, you know, art goes on, which is really sort of what I called in to say, and to say about the Passageways project. I thought what would be really, really cool. I don't know if this is the appropriate time to say this. What would be really, really cool?
There's only 9 words you can't say on the air.
Say again?
There's only 9 words you cannot say on the air. So.
Yes. You want to tell me what they are?
Sure. I think I'm going to keep this show, so I'm not going to.
We have that we Art 120 and Studio Mindstride collaborated on that alleyway in between the 2 banks on Market Street at 715 Market. The soundscape for that thing is programmable, and I thought it would be really, really cool to have local musicians donate, I don't know, 30, 45 seconds worth of their own holiday music in WAV file form or MP3 form, and then I would get it programmed up into the alleyway there. I mean, it's not really fundraising, but it does create awareness. I thought it's just kind of cool.
It is.
I think it's a great idea, and I know there's a lot of musicians in Chattanooga who are likely to be
really
interested in that.
Yeah, you can message the Art 120 page privately if that's something that you would be interested in.
You know, if you don't want to put your contact information publicly available, just private message Art 120's Facebook with your contact information and whether or not you're a musician or a sound engineer, because that would be a useful thing to have around too.
Well, can I just sing my favorite Christmas carol or what?
Thursday night at a local musician's house and put it all together.
Awesome. That's a great project too. And again, can you give the location of the mural so people in Chattanooga can go view this work if they're not aware of it?
Well, it's not a mural. It's
I thought you said it was a mural.
Overhead light and a soundscape. It's an art piece.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a living art piece.
Anyway, it's at 715 Market.
I need to get over there. How long has that been up?
Oh, I don't know, 6 months.
Boy,
I think it'll be up for another 6 months or so.
Shows you how busy I've been fighting to.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, yes, you have your own it to deal with.
Yes. Like I said, though, I got the first thing I did when the place was condemned that I'm living was I packed up my art and I got it out of there.
Yes,
first
as
thing.
You should. As you should.
Yes.
Save the art.
Save the art. Yes. Save the art. So you're calling from Texas
really,
today, right?
You know, there are great musicians in town. Given the nature of that space, probably solo, maybe duet. It's pretty echoey in there, so bass can be problematic. We actually had to take down a heavy bass piece because it was vibrating the inside of the bank.
Well, a couple people, my friend Dana Rogers comes to mind right away, and I'll contact her on your behalf. And
yeah, brilliant. Anyway, to just get us your contact information and what you want to contribute. And as I say, we're going to try to get together Thursday night at a local musician's house. I'm not sure if I don't have a permission necessarily to use her name. So, but I'll email contact information. If somebody sends me their contact information, I'll arrange to get together.
Okay, so give them the place to send that information one more time, please, Dan.
Go to the Art 120 Facebook page and private message your contact information.
All right. So that's all you have to do. Art 120, and I'm pretty sure you can get all the information as well about all the fundraisers. If you just go to that page, you're going to be able to navigate to get where you need to go, or message anyone on there, and they will get back with you and help you connect.
Yep. So go to Art 120.
Right. And as I say, I'm in Houston right now, but I'll be in Monday, Tuesday, and then I'll email everybody the information. But we're planning to get together on Thursday evening, do all the recording. I'll get it up on the website overnight, and so Friday it should be up there.
Yeah, and you can also message
in the alleyway.
Yeah, in the alleyway. So like Dan said, you can message the Art 120 page privately for that. And then if you're interested in donating art towards the art auction or helping out with any of the Barking Legs fundraisers or those that we want to plan in the future for the artists and the building tenants, like Dan himself as well, Studio Mindstride lost some stuff and everything like that.
I guess that's it. Anyway, you know, I have to say that all of this support has been really, really, really great.
Yeah.
Chattanooga artists, and I'm sure beyond, are great people. I just love them, and so excited to be a part of it and to be able to support people going through difficult times. And this is like far more than just difficult. This is like the artist's worst nightmare.
Yeah,
it truly is. And it's like, is this real? No. And can we back up time? No. So there's nothing you can do, and accept support and go forward. And I love the imagery of the phoenix rising.
Yeah,
that's really going to be a powerful part of the healing.
It is. So you can go to the Makers Off Maine Facebook page if you want to donate artwork specifically to that cause. And then Art 120, of course, has their own donation page, art120.org/donate, that you can use that. And then, like I said, the Makers Off Maine page will be sharing all the events that will be coming up. And then Art 120 is going to be having their own stuff as well, our own stuff as well. Sorry, I'm part of both groups. So,
yeah.
But yeah, so Makers Off Maine, contact them for the events at the Grand Falloon and the Barking Legs, and then R120. Anything that you want to contribute would be great.
Do you also have a need, Hannah, of any kind of volunteers and people to help run the events? Because not everyone is an artist, but they want to help.
Yes, yes. So if you're interested in volunteering, definitely message us as well. And on the Makers Off Maine page, there is a GoFundMe link. It's set about $50,000, which isn't quite enough for all of us, but we definitely want to be able to have something to split up among everyone, especially those that lost their full livelihoods, tools, and all that stuff.
It really does happen.
Hi there. Yep, the phone failed. So we got about 1.5 minutes left. So
anyway, the support's been really, really great. I wish I was there. I've got some stuff I got to do here. But I will see you guys on Tuesday.
Wonderful. Awesome. And I invite you to, come on and be a guest. We'll share more of what you have going on,
It'd be
Dan.
a pleasure. It'd be a pleasure.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a wonderful trip back.
Anything else you guys need from me?
No, sir.
All right. Then I look forward to meeting you in person. And Hannah, I'll see you Tuesday.
All right. Bye, Dan.
All right, Dan. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
All righty.
All right. So we've had a lot of tragedy we're talking about, and I've kind of taken this platform to express my own situation as well, because that's going to turn into a whole show of its own, not a one-timer. Through this, I've had to go to social services, and I see the moms and children down there and whatever, and I'm thinking, here I am, a single professional woman, and I can't get help. How are they going to get help? They're still busy raising their children and running them to school and all this. And if I can't find the avenues, then how are they? So I think there needs to be some change here concerning that in Chattanooga. If your building is condemned, there should be some way to get some help. And I haven't found it. So if you can help me out, message the radio station and give me that information, or message my Facebook, Jill Collins. I think it's under Jill Ann Collins. Either way, the radio station can get the information. So Hannah is here from Art 120. She's involved in a lot of things in Chattanooga, and she was the education director, which means you probably have a big heart for children. Yeah. So, thanks for joining us and supporting us. Please get out, support these artists in this organization through these fundraisers, and send them love and energy. Bring your art in. I'm going to do that too, and let's see who we can help. Thanks for joining us on the Art Beat in Chattanooga, NoogaRadio, 1240 AM, 101.1 FM. Have a wonderful day.